10th of April 1945. My dear one. Our meeting was a wonderful thing. And now we have to put up with the after effects. I do not feel in a very good state for writing at the moment, as the ship's been rocking a good deal. Each morning 10 of us have to clean out the ship's hospital. It gets us out of other jobs like mess orderly, guards, sweeping the deck, so I get on happily with our 3 baths, the lavatory, pedestals and similar number of wash basins. 3 weeks ago, when I was a temporary gentleman, the chap in Lyons, wash and brush up, washed out my wash basin. Now I'm doing the same. I'm not too keen on doing the scabies bathroom, but anyway. I wonder now if you would like to wear an engagement ring.
Aww.
If you would like one and it was not unlucky or something, how do you feel about getting one? I think they are jeweller's blessings, but if wearing one, would you make the least bit happier? Then I prefer it. What do you think? I'm a blunderer. But you must excuse me, I'm starting to feel more normal again, though, like you, find our days together dreamlike. I hope you do not weep too much, if you did weep. And if you ever do so again, let it be only at the hardness of our separation, never in despair of our future meeting and life together. Of course, my senses have been thrilled and luxuriated in you. I have become more than a little woebegone at our post-war hopes of a home by ourselves. The figures lead me to think that it will be 10 years before we get the chance to choose. When the war is over, I know you will buy what you can to ensure we do not have to make any troubles in equipping our own home, and if you can manage to start house hunting. As you know, I have £350 and you nearly the same, so we could raise £700 for a first payment. I am sorry you are alone in your searches. Do you know, I can't help feeling triumphant at our relationship. It seems so wonderful to possess your regard and possess you. I do not think I have any of the slave owner mentality when I confess I am infinitely joyful at owning you. And I feel that I do. I want you absolutely, entirely, wholly. I hope you are feeling all of this too, and that you know in your bones I will do anything for you. You say I said enough while on leave. I am disgusted how little I said about ourselves and about my impressions of life abroad and the army. I'm not very happy about my deficiencies as a sweetheart. I think I teased you too much. I should have been on my knees before you, confessing my utter dependence on you, imploring your interest, though I may seem to have it, telling you always that without the hope of you, I should starve and thirst. I could have been so much more eloquent, yet my stutterings satisfied you. I am sorry we wasted those 5 nights at Bournemouth. Seems to be beside the point that there will be many more. I'm sorry about the error of judgment regarding salmon. I'll catch a whale for you on my return journey. I hope you're getting on all right with your spring cleaning. Personally, I think far too much is made of this event. A properly run house would be ashamed to admit it needed a really good clean-up once a year. A suburban blight, but enjoy yourself, don't mind me. I hope you have some time with your brother Wilfred when he's on leave, but I think that celebration is at least premature while the Japanese are so strong and the fighting is likely to last for so long. And what shall we celebrate? That the fascists are vanquished? That there is freedom in Germany and everywhere else? I shall be inclined to celebrate when fighting everywhere has ended, and the people seem apparently to be taking the first steps in controlling their own destinies. Last night I was on guard, kind of stroll around the tents. I was on at 11:50 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. and then 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. and thought of you, sleeping peacefully, while I patrolled the almond trees and listened to the barks of the distant dogs and the blip and woo of the birds here. Feeling was with me that distance doesn't matter. In one of your letters, you say your heart beats within me. That is good. I will look after your heart. Please always try to be happy because of future prospects rather than sorrowful because of present separation. I know it's grim, because my hands, my lips, are very conscious of their idleness. I love you, Chris.
With the war won in Europe and the British electorate dismissing Churchill and voting in the new Labour government, Bessie is still on her own in London, awaiting Chris's demobilisation. The couple have now agreed to marry shortly after his return.
21st of July, 1945. Dearest Chris, you blooming old darling, I could hug and hug and hug you for somehow saying all the right things and being your so beautiful self. I am wallowing in your letters and feel extra smitten. I guess it's extra with every mail. No, you're not wrongly interfering in my affairs. I want you to interfere. They are our affairs. Our affairs. Even when I protest, I want you to go on interfering. Because maybe I'm not very used to it yet, but I want to get used to it. We are dependent on each other. For two people loving each other so much, there's no other way but complete and utter surrender of everything. I should feel desolate if you didn't want to interfere, if you didn't have bossing thoughts. Yes, the election results are a bit of a shock. I hadn't noticed that Hampstead, of all places, had gone Labour. My indigestion is still awful. I don't think it is chewing. I fear it's nerves. Though how it happens, I don't know. I do so long for when we can live normal sort of lives. This is such an unnatural way of going on for both of us. It can't be doing you much good, any more than it does me. The nuts arrived okay. To come back to the Labour government, I do think they should make a good job of it. I do think they have more brains to work with than the Tories. When you compare the two, Labour sharp rather well, don't you think? I felt more excited about the Labour win than VE Day. I do wish everybody would stop striking now and give the government a chance to get into action. I wonder how your leave is getting on. I do think your commanding officer is a bit thick. Surely you should be entitled to some compensation for being POW. Wasn't exactly a picnic. I have become a martyr to my engagements and I'm cutting them down. It looks as though you've detected my state of nerves in my letters. I never thought of it showing like that. Bless you, dear, for being what you are, for noticing, for being strong enough to tell me. You make me feel safe and sure in your keeping. I know you're right, Chris, because they have been fretting me. It's funny how, when you're run down, you seem driven on to do more than you can. It's so difficult to stop rushing. We are hungry for each other. Oh, so very hungry for everything you have to give me. Your hands, your arms, your lips, your body, the smell of you. To know again the exquisite magic of being so very close to you. When I imagine hard, I can feel your hand on the top inside of my thigh. Why just there, I don't know. That spot is what I can capture sometimes. Just your hand there. So deep, your hand. Don't you think that's odd? Right feeling. And always the right leg.